10. Honor the masculine. Message: respecting men and embracing the masculine divine. The Mermaid's Song. For many of the men in this world, there is a sense of confusion, shame, and uncertainty about who they are meant to be. If they are masculine, powerful, dominant, and assertive, they run the risk of being seen and experienced as controlling and cruel. Many men feel that their sense of vulnerability and their emotional self has to be buried with an active self, a self who fixes, who knows what to do, who satisfies, and who makes sure all is well. The idea of masculinity has been corrupted and overtaken culturally, just as the concept of femininity has been hurt too. And we have many wounded heroes, wounded goddesses, wounded gods in our world. This does none of us, male, female, heterosexual, everysexual, homosexual, any good at all. It is necessary for us to reclaim the sacred aspects of masculinity, to recreate and encourage a healthy masculinity that is unique and encouraged, supported, and listened to. We have so many stereotypes about how a man must behave, and men are suffering, perhaps in some ways even more so than women, as they have been so disconnected from their true selves. Divination meaning. When this card comes to speak to you, if you are a man, it is time to understand, embrace, and truly honor the expression of your masculinity. Think back to your childhood and youth, before you were told who you are and what it is to be a man, by your culture and by your family, and through your schooling and your relationships. Who are you? Consider the possibility that your own masculinity has been constructed to protect you. Perhaps some aspects of what you have been taught have created sadness, shame, and may have even ensured you missed out on a full and authentic experience as a man so far. Men are sensitive. Men are sacred. Men are gods. And the powerful insight of the merfolk can show you how to go deeply into the way your gender has shaped your destiny this lifetime. The merfolk encourage you to reshape it into a form that expresses who you truly are, not who you were taught to be. Reversed messages. Following a rigid code of masculinity, being unable to question the forms in which masculinity expresses itself, refusing to shift and experiment with how the self can be expressed through masculinity, equally judging men according to stereotypes, and having equally rigid and inflexible ideas about how a man must behave, perform, and express himself. Bringing up boys to be men, yet not allowing them to be themselves. It is time for you to explore the concept of gender in a close relationship. Your notion of men, your experience of them, has been shaped in ways that are not as healthful as they could be. It is time to stop blaming men and start encouraging men to become heroic, sacred beings that they were born to be. They were born with immense potential. The shape that they have taken is not the shape of their soul. It is not necessary for you to cope or deal with abusive patterns But it is important to know a person is acting out a stereotype, not their true soul essence, as expressed through their masculinity. Rejection of the God, rejection of the possibility of the value of masculine force.